Good day everyone, I am Annalie Alunar and I am one of the reporter for today. So I'm going to continue the topic about validity. So let's start with the predictive validity. So from the word predict, it is some effect that the construct should have. Predictive validity determines by showing how well predictions made from the test are proven by proof collected at some succeeding time. So it refers to the extent that it's valid to use the score on the scale or test to predict the value of some other variables in the future. For example, we might want to know how well some college entrance exam is able to predict the first semester grade point average of the students. So we have the college entrance exam and the first semester GPA. So to determine the predictive validity, we could use the following process. So administer the college entrance exam to 1,000 students, and then 1 year later, collect data on the first semester GPA on the same 1,000 students. So after 1 year later na yon. And then after you get the data, you must calculate the correlation between the scores on the entrance exam and the first semester GPA. No, that's it. So if there is a high correlation between the scores on the entrance exam and the first semester GPA, it's likely that there is predictive validity between these two variables. Okay, so in other words, the score that a student receives on this particular college entrance exam is predictive of the GPA they're likely to receive during their first semester in college. So for example, students who score high on the entrance exam also tend to earn a high GPAs during the first semester. Then conversely, students who score low on the entrance exam tend to earn also low GPAs during the first semester. So we need to take note that predictive validity is a type of criterion validity, which refers to how well measurement of one variable can predict the response of another variable. So we have another example. So pre-employment test. So a company give or administer a 40 questions pre-employment test to the individual they hire, then rate the employee's productivity 1 year later. So if there is a high degree of correlation between the scores on the test of the test and the employee productivity, then we can say that it's valid to use the test to predict the future productivity of the individual or the employees. Okay, so there is no specific value that is considered to be a high correlation between the two variables. However, the higher the correlation between a test and the construct it sets out to measure, the higher the predictive validity of the test. So for example, if the correlation between a employment test and the employee productivity 1 year later is 0.86, so this test is more predictive of employee productivity compared to a test that only had a correlation of 0.35. However, even a correlation that seems quite low, like 0.35, or even though the employee got the low correlation of 0.35, it can still be useful to an employer because it gives them at least some sense of how productive the employee is likely to be. So I hope you understand the predictive validity. So now let's proceed to the construct validity. So construct validity is the extent to which the test measures a theoretical trait. So this involves such tests as those of understanding, appreciation, and interpretation of data. Examples are the intelligence and mechanical aptitude test. Also, the measurement of human brain, such as the intelligence level of aggression, or level of emotion, proficiency, and ability. Some specific examples could be language proficiency, artistic level, artistic ability or level of displayed aggression. So these concepts are abstract and theoretical, but have been observed in practice. Okay, so example could be a doctor testing the effectiveness of painkillers on chronic back sufferers. So every day, the doctor asks the test subject to to rate their pain level on a scale of 1 to 10 pain exists. So we all know that already, but it has to be measured subjectively. So in this case, construct validity would test whether the doctor actually was measuring pain and not numbness, discomfort, anxiety, or any other factor. So therefore, with the definition of construct validity defined, we can look at construct ability. So a measure of how well the test measures the construct. So it is a tool that allows researchers to perform a systematic analysis of how well designed the research is. Okay, so let's proceed to the reliability. Okay, what is reliability? Reliability is the second characteristics of assessment method, which refers to or which means that it is the extent or the measure to which a test is consistent and dependable. So in other words, the test agrees with itself. Reliability indicates the extension which is without bias or error-free. Then it ensures consistent measurement across time and across various items. So reliability is an important judgment concept. So it can, from the word reliable, so it can mean trustworthy, predictable, dependable, or consistent. Reliability means we can have confidence in the accuracy and or usefulness of knowledge. But how do we know who or what to trust? Probably the most useful way to think of reliability is association with consistency. The consistency. Okay, so the more we test something over and over and get the same answer or result, the consistency the more we can rely on same thing happening again next time, and this is the basis of science control. So repeated testing that gives consistent results leads to reliable scientific knowledge.